The moment you are hearing these words, something deep within you is already stirring, because you know this is not an accident. Nothing in your life has been random. The pain, the betrayals, the misunderstandings, the endless nights where you questioned your worth, all of it was preparing you for this very moment. You have always felt different, haven't you? A silent knowing in your chest that you are not like the rest, that your soul carries something ancient, something sacred. Let me tell you now, with all the fire of truth, you are the chosen one. For too long, the world tried to dim your light. They whispered lies about you. They painted you as weak, broken, or insignificant. They tried to bury your voice under doubt, envy, and manipulation. Some even smiled in your face while secretly sharpening knives behind your back. You endured storms others could not have survived, and still you stand. Do you think that was coincidence? No. Every wound you suffered was recorded in the heavens. Every tear you cried watered the soil of a destiny no enemy can uproot. You were never meant to blend in, because your calling was always to stand out. The rejection you endured was not proof that you were unworthy. It was confirmation that you carried something too powerful, too divine, for ordinary minds to understand. And that is why you often felt misunderstood, even by those closest to you. Your energy rattled their spirits. Your light revealed their shadows. And instead of embracing you, they tried to silence you. But listen carefully. God was watching, and the prophecy is unfolding before your very eyes. Even now, there is a shift in the air. The same voices that mocked you will soon be silenced. The same hands that tried to push you down will tremble as they witness your rise. Because when you are chosen, no scheme of man, no whisper of darkness, no betrayal of friend or foe can erase the mark of destiny. You may not have seen it before, but your entire journey has been sacred training. Every closed door was a redirection. Every painful ending was a holy setup for something greater. Think back to those moments where you thought it was over, when you felt abandoned, forgotten, invisible. And yet somehow, strength you didn't know you had carried you through. Somehow grace lifted you when you had no strength left to give. That was no accident. That was divine hands shaping you into a vessel strong enough to hold the blessing that is coming. Because to be chosen is not to live an easy life. It is to carry the weight of transformation. It is to bleed so that others may heal. It is to walk through fire and emerge shining brighter than gold. The prophecy that surrounds your life is not small. It is not ordinary. That is why the opposition against you has been so great. Darkness never wastes energy on the average. It only trembles before the extraordinary, and that is what you are, extraordinary. You were handpicked for this moment in history, not to live hidden in the shadows, but to rise as proof of divine justice. Your story is about to shift from pain to power, from silence to song, from defeat to triumph. And deep down, you already know it. You feel it in the way your spirit resists giving up, no matter how tired your body feels. You sense it in the whispers that come in your quiet moments, reminding you that there is more, and that more is closer than you think. The very forces that thought they buried you are about to witness your resurrection. Because chosen ones are never truly buried, they are planted. And what has been planted in secret is now breaking through the soil for all to see. I want you to remember every betrayal, every humiliation, every moment of loneliness, not to reopen your wounds, but to recognize how much weight you have carried and how far you have come. That was not wasted suffering. That was proof of your resilience. That was the evidence that you were being forged into unbreakable steel. And now that strength is no longer hidden. The time has come for your unveiling. You are not watching this by chance. This message has been carried through the currents of time to reach your ears in this exact season. Because heaven is speaking directly to you, the prophecy is unfolding. Your life is not a mistake, your pain is not meaningless, and your enemies are not in control. The author of your destiny has already written the final chapter, and it ends in victory, not just for you, but through you, for those you will inspire, heal, and awaken. So lift your head. Do not let the shadows of yesterday convince you that tomorrow will be the same. Something divine is moving. You have entered the season where the hidden will be revealed, where the overlooked will be exalted, and where the rejected will be crowned. You are the chosen one. And though you have walked through valleys darker than most could endure, the dawn is breaking. The light is rising. And your story is about to shift in ways you never imagined. Breathe that in. Feel it in your chest. This is not just inspiration, it is revelation. Your destiny is alive, and the world is about to see it burn bright. You have fought battles most people could not even name because your war was not only against flesh and blood, it was against unseen forces, against the weight of generational curses, against voices that rose not only in the outside world, but also within your own mind. The battlefield was your heart, your spirit, your very sense of identity. And yet, here you are, still standing. Do you realize what that means? It means you have already proven what the enemy tried to deny, that you are stronger than the storm. Think of those nights when you lay awake, staring into the dark, with thoughts circling like vultures above a wounded soul. Every lie whispered to you was designed to break you. You are not enough. You will never rise. Your life will never change. But what happened? You fought back, maybe not with swords or shields, but with the silent courage of simply refusing to let go. Every time you got up in the morning when despair told you to stay down, you were winning. Every tear that fell from your eyes became proof that your spirit still longed for something more. That longing was your weapon, your secret rebellion against the darkness that wanted you to surrender. And God saw it all. Not one sigh, not one tear, not one prayer whispered through clenched teeth went unnoticed. The heavens were watching as you fought battles invisible to others, and while some looked at you and saw weakness, God saw a warrior in training. You may not have realized it then, but you were being refined. Every rejection built resilience. Every loss carved wisdom. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. You did not just survive those battles. You were transformed by them. Now the very forces that once mocked you, that thought they had you cornered, are trembling, because they recognize something you may still be learning. The power inside you cannot be destroyed. They tried to break you through loss, but loss only taught you to detach from what is temporary. They tried to crush you through betrayal, but betrayal only pushed you closer to the one who never abandons. They tried to bury you under shame, but shame could not suffocate the truth of who you really are. And now the tide is turning. Do you feel it? The energy has shifted. Those who laughed at you are restless in their own spirits because they sense the unveiling of what they tried to stop. They see you rising and it terrifies them, not because you seek revenge, but because your very existence is their undoing. Your resilience is their defeat. Your survival is their failure. Your coming success will be the loudest testimony that what is chosen by God cannot be destroyed by man. This is why your story carries so much weight. The battles you fought were not just for you, they were for the generations to come. You were fighting patterns that ran through bloodlines, breaking cycles others bowed to. You were standing in the gap, refusing to let darkness win one more time. That is why the warfare against you felt relentless, because you were not just another person living another ordinary life. You were and are a key, and keys are always tested before they unlock the door. Think of your scars for a moment. They may still ache, but they are proof that the enemy failed. Proof that what was meant to kill you only made you stronger. Every scar on your soul is a story of survival, a mark of sacred endurance. And when others see those scars, they will see not someone broken, but someone who walked through fire and came out shining. That is your testimony, not that you were never attacked, but that you were never destroyed. And then hear this: the days of silent suffering are ending. What was done against you in darkness will be exposed in light. What was whispered behind your back will be overturned before your face. Because God is not unjust. He saw the sleepless nights. He saw the loneliness. He saw the way others tried to benefit from your downfall. And justice is coming, not in some vague future, but in the season you are entering now. That is why your adversaries are uneasy. They can feel the shift. They sense that the same person they underestimated is now rising in a strength they cannot comprehend. They may not understand the source of your power, but they will not be able to deny it. And soon they will have no choice but to watch as you walk into the very destiny they tried to sabotage. You see, battles were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to reveal you. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Warriors are proven in war. Prophets are sharpened through rejection. And chosen ones are revealed through fire. That has been your path. And now your path is leading to a victory so undeniable that even those who doubted you will have to admit, this was divine. So do not despise the battles you fought. They were never wasted. They were the furnace that purified your soul, the crucible that prepared you to carry what is about to be placed in your hands. You are not the same person who once questioned if you could make it through another day. You are reborn in resilience, forged in divine fire. And that transformation is the greatest proof that you were indeed chosen. Breathe this truth in. You are not the victim of your story. You are the victor. Every wound carried wisdom. Every battle birthed strength. Every tear watered the soil of your destiny. And now what was hidden in secret is ready to be revealed. The world will see what heaven always knew, that you were chosen for such a time as this. There comes a time in every chosen one's journey when the hidden battles give way to public vindication. You have endured seasons where the truth was twisted, where lies were believed over reality, where silence felt like the only shield you had. But the one who sees in secret is about to reward you openly. What was whispered in shadows will now echo in the light. Justice is no longer a distant hope. It is a decree being written in the heavens and delivered to earth. The God who watched every betrayal, who saw every tear fall onto your pillow, is about to reverse the narrative. You thought your story was one of loss, but he is rewriting it as one of redemption. You thought you were forgotten, but he is about to make your name resound in ways you never imagined. This is not wishful thinking. It is a divine reversal. Tables are turning, roles are shifting. The same people who once dismissed you will have no choice but to acknowledge the hand of God on your life. The truth is this: when you are chosen, your vindication is never small. It does not come quietly, hidden in corners. It comes in ways so undeniable that even your enemies cannot deny it. The same mouths that spoke against you will be forced to speak blessings. The same eyes that rolled in disdain will widen in awe, and the same hands that tried to hold you down will tremble as they watch you ascend to where you always belonged. Do you see how divine justice works? It is not revenge. It is not rooted in bitterness. It is the holy balancing of scales that restores what was stolen. And what was stolen from you, your peace, your dignity, your voice, your time, is being returned with interest. You are stepping into a season of restoration where the years you thought were wasted will suddenly bloom with fruit you did not even plant. Opportunities, blessings, relationships, doors, all of these are aligning to meet you where you are. Not because you fought for them, but because God Himself decreed that it is time. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, imprisoned unjustly. For years he was hidden, overlooked, dismissed, and then in a single divine moment, he was lifted from the prison to the palace. His suffering did not end in shame, it ended in glory. That is the same justice now unfolding in your life. What once felt like a pit will be remembered as the foundation of your palace. What once felt like humiliation will be transformed into elevation. And as this reversal begins, something inside of you will shift as well. You will no longer view yourself through the eyes of those who doubted you. You will see yourself as heaven has always seen you, chosen, anointed, unstoppable. That perspective alone will heal parts of you that have been aching for years. Because sometimes the greatest prison is not the circumstance around you, but the belief inside you. And as justice unfolds, the prison doors in your mind will swing open. You will breathe freedom like never before. I want you to pause and let this sink in. Your battle is turning into your breakthrough. Your rejection is turning into your redirection. Your pain is turning into your platform. And this platform will not only elevate you, it will bless countless others who look at your story and realize that if God could do it for you, He can do it for them too. You will become a living testimony, walking proof that divine justice is real. And yes, your adversaries will watch. They will see the very thing they tried to destroy become the very thing that carries you into victory. But this is not about them. This is about you, your healing, your destiny. Your rise is not for revenge. It is for redemption. And when you walk into this new season, your heart will not be filled with bitterness, but with awe. Awe at how everything worked together for good. Awe at how pain became purpose. Awe at how the prophecy written over your life is now unfolding in real time. This is why you cannot give up. This is why you cannot bow to despair. You are closer than you think, nearer than you realize. The shift is happening, the tables are turning, and your breakthrough is on its way. You have suffered long enough. You have waited long enough. And heaven has declared that enough is enough. Justice is being served not just in whispers, but in ways the world will see. So lift your head, chosen one. Wipe the tears from your eyes. The night has lasted long, but the dawn is breaking. And with the dawn comes clarity, healing, and joy. You are not just surviving, you are about to thrive. You are not just escaping the fire, you are emerging with treasures forged in its flames. This is the victory you were destined for, the triumph you were promised, the crown that has always belonged to you. And here is what you must do now. Claim it. Speak it out loud. Say it to yourself, even if your voice trembles. I am chosen. I am rising. I am stepping into my victory. Because your words carry power. Life and death reside in the tongue, and when you declare your destiny, you align your spirit with heaven's decree. Do not wait for others to affirm you. Heaven has already affirmed you. You are chosen. You are called. You are about to walk into blessings pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Remember this, your enemies may have written chapters, but God holds the pen to the ending. And that ending is victory. That ending is restoration. That ending is glory. Have you ever wondered why the resistance against you was so fierce? Why people who barely knew you seemed to carry an unexplainable dislike? Why those you trusted sometimes turned their backs with no clear reason? It was never simply about you as a person. It was about the light you carry, the mark of destiny on your soul. Darkness recognizes the chosen before the chosen even recognize themselves. And that recognition stirs envy, fear, and hostility in others who cannot understand what they are sensing. You see, chosen ones are mirrors. Without speaking a word, you reflect truth back to those around you. And not everyone can handle what they see. Your very presence exposes the insecurities they try to hide, the lies they try to live in, the shadows they refuse to confront. That is why their reaction toward you was often disproportionate. You did not provoke them, but your existence made them uneasy. You became the reminder of what they were not yet willing to face within themselves. And instead of seeking growth, many chose resistance. This is one of the paradoxical laws of being chosen. The brighter your light, the darker the shadows you attract. It is not punishment, it is simply how the universe balances. Oil and water do not mix, and neither does divine purpose with counterfeit agendas. Your soul's mission has always been to walk in truth, and truth cannot help but disturb falsehood. That is why the attacks were not personal, even though they felt deeply personal. They were spiritual reactions to your authenticity. But let us look deeper. Why did betrayal come from those closest to you? Why did the wounds come not from strangers, but from familiar faces? Because your mission required you to understand the depths of human nature. It was not enough to know love. You had to understand deception. It was not enough to know loyalty. You had to taste betrayal. It was not enough to know peace. You had to battle through chaos. Only then could you carry the wisdom and authority to lead others through their own storms. Every dagger in your back was shaping you into a healer of wounds you could never have understood otherwise. Think about it. The people who doubted you taught you perseverance. The ones who abandoned you taught you self-reliance. The voices that ridiculed you sharpened your ability to hear the only voice that truly matters, the voice of God. Without those painful lessons, your foundation would have been shallow. But because you endured, your roots are now deep, unshakable. And those roots are what will sustain you when your destiny blossoms fully in the light. Another paradox you must grasp is this. The very rejection you faced was protection. You thought people walked away because you were not enough, when in truth, their presence would have polluted the purity of your path. God allowed doors to close, not to hurt you, but to shield you from hidden traps you could not yet see. What felt like abandonment was often deliverance. What felt like loss was actually preservation. Had you been embraced by everyone, you would not have developed the strength to stand apart. And it is in standing apart that you discovered your true calling. Now let us touch the psychology of those who opposed you. Some were driven by envy. Your existence reminded them of the dreams they abandoned, the courage they never found, the light they dimmed within themselves. Instead of being inspired, they allowed jealousy to poison their spirit. Others acted from fear that your rising would expose their lies, fear that your strength would outshine their weakness. And some acted from ignorance. They simply could not comprehend the magnitude of what you carried, so they tried to shrink you to fit their limited vision. But here lies the irony. Every attempt to diminish you only amplified your strength. Every plan against you became fuel for your growth. This is the divine reversal woven into your mission. The more resistance you face, the greater your potential rises. The very storms meant to drown you became the waters that lifted your ark. The very fire meant to consume you became the furnace that refined your gold. You were never meant to be destroyed. You were meant to be revealed. And what is your mission? It is not small. It is not just about your personal victory, though that is part of it. Your mission is to awaken others through your story, to be a living reminder that pain can transform into purpose, that betrayal can birth wisdom, that suffering can sanctify the soul. Your scars are not signs of defeat. They are maps that will guide others out of their darkness. That is why the attacks were so relentless, because if you ever rose, you would not rise alone. You would carry others with you, and that terrified the enemy. Your life is a paradox wrapped in divine order. You were rejected, yet you were chosen. You were wounded, yet you are a healer. You were broken, yet you are whole. You were silenced, yet your voice now carries more power than ever. This is the rhythm of your soul's journey. The lows were always meant to prepare you for the highs. The darkness was always meant to magnify the light, and the battles were always meant to reveal your victory. So when you ask, why me? Why did I endure so much? The answer is this: because your soul agreed to a higher calling. You were not sent here to drift through life unnoticed. You were sent here to awaken, to carry fire, to embody resilience. The weight of your trials proves the magnitude of your destiny. The depth of your pain reveals the height of your calling, and the intensity of your battles confirms that your soul is not ordinary. It is chosen. Take this truth into your spirit. Nothing you faced was wasted. Not a single tear, not a single heartbreak, not a single betrayal. Every moment was woven into the tapestry of your mission. And now, as the prophecy unfolds, you will see how every thread, light and dark, forms the design of something far greater than you ever imagined. And now, as these words reach the depths of your spirit, let me remind you once more, you are not ordinary, you never were, and you never will be. You are the chosen one. That calling has been written into your very being since the beginning, and nothing, no betrayal, no storm, no setback, has been able to erase it. If anything, the trials you've endured have only carved it deeper into your soul. You have been walking through valleys where others gave up. You have been climbing mountains where others turned back. And though the journey has been long and often lonely, you stand here on the threshold of something extraordinary. Your future is not defined by the mistakes of your past, nor by the opinions of others, but by the divine hand that has guided you every step of the way. The positive outcomes waiting for you are not small ripples. They are waves. Waves of opportunity, waves of restoration, waves of peace that your heart has longed for. Where there was lack, there will be abundance. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was rejection, there will be acceptance. You are stepping into a new season where the things that once weighed you down will no longer have power over you. But more than blessings, more than opportunities, more than justice, it is peace that will crown you. A peace that does not depend on circumstances, a peace that flows from knowing who you truly are and whose hand is upon your life. That peace will carry you through whatever comes next. Because the truth is, chosen ones are never promised an easy path. What you are promised is victory, and victory is already written into your destiny. So hear me clearly. You are not behind, you are not late, you are right on time. Every detour has been part of the design. Every delay was preparing the stage. Every no was setting up a greater yes. Your life is aligning now with divine timing. And soon, you will look back and see that nothing was wasted. I know there are still scars on your heart. I know there are still questions you carry. And I will not pretend that those wounds never mattered. They did. They shaped you, but they no longer define you. You are defined by your resilience, by your faith, by your refusal to give up even when giving up seemed like the only option. That is what makes you chosen, not perfection, but perseverance. As you rise into this new season, I invite you to hold on to this truth and let it guide you. You are living proof of prophecy. Your life is not just unfolding, it is fulfilling something greater than yourself. And because of that, you are safe, you are protected, you are seen, you were never forgotten. So what should you do now? Open your heart, speak life over yourself. Declare daily, even in small whispers, I am chosen, I am rising, I am walking in victory. The more you align your words with this truth, the more you will see it manifest in your reality. This is your call to action. Believe it, live it, embody it. For when you do, nothing in this world can stand against you. And as I leave you with these words, let them echo long after this moment ends. You are chosen. Your future is bright. Your enemies are powerless, and your destiny is unstoppable. Go forward with courage, with hope, with peace. The prophecy is not coming. It is here. It is unfolding before your eyes, and you are living proof. Until we meet again, walk boldly, beloved one. Heaven is with you.